Hello and welcome to the channel. It's Irad coming up with the latest news you need to know about Star Citizen. And there was a new patch that dropped, and this patch is bringing something very interesting, guys, because it is bringing the first iteration of the Vulcan renderer for Star Citizen. Now, this is a beta version. That means a very early implementation. Don't expect that to be the final implementation, but nevertheless, it still is interesting to see it coming with 3.23. And by default, the Vulcan renderer is off, so you're going to have to go to the settings and turn it on. And then apparently the cloud imperials are telling us to not expect Vulkan to be outperforming 3DD11 on the CPU usage due to the fact that they haven't enabled multi-threading of the rendering submission yet, but we should be expecting, however, the CPU performance to be within a 30% margin, and once they have multi-threading enabled, we should expect to see a significant net gain. But this latest patch is not just about Vulkan. We also have the Planetary Weather Performance Pass, with here an optimization to default planetary ground storm effects, including the removal setting that were forcing the level of details to be non-deterministic. They also updated Hurston Wind to increase chances of non-wind durations, which is a really good thing, because I was thinking that there were too many storms on Hurston, which made the planet not as enjoyable as it should have been, in my opinion. In addition to that, they've also adjusted transit systems safe teleport points in Horizon, August, and Lowe's exterior transit so that the players lands on the spaceport platform when the server recovers from a crash. NVIDIA Shadow Map buffer performance optimizations have been added, with an additional Viscera performance optimizations. Physics threads performance optimizations were also added, as well as a water performance pass, which really needs that, because water physics, let's just say, are not very realistic, and they definitely need some additional works. There are a couple of videos out there on the internet that show how ridiculous it has been so far, but again, it's to be expected in a PTU wave 1, but as we are going to progress forwards in the next couple of weeks or days, then the expectations are no doubt going to be a little bit higher. There is also an update when it comes to the operator modes and UI updates here. Especially, they moved the default binding to enable quantum drive to the left mouse button. Also, to swap modes, now it's going to be a long press instead of a short press. They've also optimized pitch ladders and disabled them to top gribbles when mobiGlas is open or in a ship seat. They've also updated the control hints to prompt to change master modes when the game believes that the wrong mode is enabled. With that are also coming some mobiGlas text readability and UI polish pass. They've included minimap additions for GrimX, which is something that our pirate friends are going to appreciate. They modified the AI pilot threats to lower difficulty of early game bounty mission AI, which is also going to be making those missions a little more accessible for newer players. They also changed some balancing numbers here for the mass drivers and Banu Siege weapons, including their damage, speed, lifetime, and mass. Some updates for Arena Commander as well. They've added the ability to mute or unmute players via the scoreboard for voice over IP, and they've also removed auto invites for parties. Some ships have been updated as well. Slight updates here for the 400i, the Sulan, the Hull C, and the Karak here, in which they have updated the elevator panels to new standards. So there we have it, everything we need to know regarding the latest Star Citizen updates. Now, if I look at some of the feedback that people have had for Vulkan, it seems that indeed this new renderer is making computers work a little bit harder. There seem to be, 20 to 30% more workload on the computers themselves. So make sure, if you want to turn it on, that your computer is able to handle it. But also, people are saying that in our experience, landing zones at a strong 50 frames per second when this is working properly. So it's definitely a good step toward the right direction, but it's a beta version and there are going to be more optimizations to be done here so that computer workload is going to be reduced in the near future to make this a viable option for players and perhaps one day become the default renderer of Star Citizen. That is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you enjoyed this content, let me know with a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and I will see you guys in the next one.